what, for example, put me on the map as one of the biggest crypto influencers is that I did stuff that nobody else did. So, and I paid like more than 30,000 euro for just one flight of 2 hours. People don't believe it. People think it's green screen. How can you at the age of 29 right now pay 30,000 euro for 2 hours? It just makes no fucking sense. And you understand that the money flows. There is money flow. And then you understand that there is so much money in the world.
I want to make 300K next month. After that, what do you do? What do you tell me to do?
I would find a way to do something that nobody else has done ever before. Yeah.
Like, how could I get to 1 million followers? Asa, let's do it in 3 months. Like, what do I need to do?
Yeah. The secret here is attention retention and triggers.
So you're saying invest in crypto?
I'm saying 100%. There is nothing
100%.
else. There is nothing. What? Real estate? Now, in my opinion, is people who are not buying crypto are not very. Well, I'll just be honest. I think that people are not very smart. Why?
Ladies and gentlemen, today I have a guest whose name is Thomas Kralow, who is an investor, a mentor, and also a businessman. And he's doing over 350,000 a month. And he has huge social following, over 1 million plus in many platforms. So this interview is going to be about mindset, how to make money, how to make 10K, 100K, how to invest your money, and some of the things that you can do daily to actually have a better life, a better business, and more influence in the world. And right now, let's get into it. Let's jump to the interview. Thomas, what do you would say to somebody who's a young entrepreneur looking to start? How would you say to him, what is the fastest way or the best way for him to make 10K or 20K a month? What would you say to him?
In short, that probably would be, I'd focus on two things. I'd find some margin in any item that actually is very liquid on the market, and I'm not talking about crypto or stocks, and actually I would find a way to speculate on it. That's number one. And number two, I would be working on building my social media presence and the personal brand. Because without people and without actually surrounding yourself with a lot of followers, it's really hard to get anything off the ground from zero. So smallest money you can start with by, with a few $100 basically, or euro, by speculation. That's how I made my first money, actually, with speculation.
And I was buying something in the secondhand market and then flipping it, right? Because I remember from an event.
Yeah, or actually even getting stuff for free. I don't know if it's possible in Latvia, probably not, but in US it was possible. People were actually giving stuff away for free.
What do you think about the business opportunities like SMMA, AI agencies, drop shipping, setter, closer, these kind of things?
But this is more of a job. If you want a job, then sales is probably one of the best. So closers, like I have closers myself, and one of the guys made $15,000 last month, and he's like 23, something like that. So that's not bad. But I mean, if we are talking about outside of having a job, that's what I would say. But if we consider having a job, then sales, yeah.
Cool. So I also, in my business, build a sales team. I have like 4 or 5 closers. And I know you are doing this organic marketing in a huge level. Like I now saw you have 1 million followers on Instagram and 36 million views per month on Instagram.
Yeah.
What would you say? What is the benefit of that for your business? Like how much money per month do you think that makes for you?
Yeah. Probably most of it.
Most of it.
Because most of my business, except for personal retail trading, everything else outside of it, like all the businesses that we have, are actually, this is the reason why I am on Instagram. That's why I'm on YouTube, to promote my stuff. Like people think I do it for fun or to show off. I don't give a shit about it. I care about making money. So every other business has been started using my existing followership. So how much money? It's like probably, I'd say 80%.
And how much money per month do you make currently within your business?
It depends. It always goes up and down. But the best month was $500,000.
$500,000. And how much of that was profit?
That was profit.
Everything?
Yes. I mean, I'm not considering revenue. That's profit. Revenue probably 700. So profit about 500.
In 1 month?
Yes.
And let's say last month, how did you do last month?
Last month about 350.
350. And how does that divide? Because I know you sell education.
Yeah.
You have a lot of affiliates, which is Binance.
Yeah.
If
Binance, Bybit, BitGet, OKX, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, how does it break down? Because I think most of them need to hear this, because when I was in your event in Dubai, which was great, I really loved it. I thank you for hosting that. They don't understand how it breaks down, because it breaks down interesting for you. Can you share that?
It always, what I love about it is that it always changes. Some of the stuff goes worse, some of the stuff goes better. So some of the months, for example, the affiliate commissions from Bybit and Bitget, etc., they might go down to something small like $100,000. While, for example, course sales could go up like to $150,000. So that's already $250,000. And then, for example, my recent good Bitcoin investment was I bought Bitcoin, 30 Bitcoin at about $17,000, and I went up to 30. So I made $500,000 on Bitcoin trade. So. And I didn't consider this as a profit because I didn't sell that Bitcoin yet. I want to sell it later. So, but it always changes. Sometimes even trading, some of the months, one of my, not the previous trade, but the trade before, I took $115,000 live for everyone to see on YouTube. So it was also contributing to my profit. So it's always like, it flows like this all the time.
But last month, what made the most?
Last month, what made the most? Probably affiliate.
But that's so crazy. For affiliate, to hear these numbers, I'm like crazy because I have like 1,500 clients and I send them also some affiliate links. And I make like 200 euros per month affiliate. It's crazy for me to hear this number.
It's, I think, one of the best affiliate businesses in the world of crypto. Because, and it depends on how you do it. If you show a lot of trading and if you like promote trading itself and you show people how to trade, and then you show them how to deposit money and how to actually use it, and you do it ecologically, so you don't want people to lose money, because we don't make money from liquidations. We make money only from commissions. Exchanges maybe make money from liquidations, probably, but we don't get any of it, unfortunately, I guess. But and in this way, it actually is quite easy to increase the volume. Like, for example, under me, in a day, it's normal when we see $100 million worth of trading volume under me alone. So that's like crazy number, but it's possible because there's thousands of people trading with money and with leverage.
So for everybody to understand, I'm gonna try to break it down. You tell me if I'm right.
Yeah.
So you make YouTube videos, your social media about trading, and then you share an affiliate link where people can sign up.
Yes.
And under that link where you made it, like hundreds of people have signed up.
Thousands, yes.
Thousands. Yes. And then they trade, and you make a % of the volume they trade. Is that
I
right?
just get a commission from the commission. So if they've generated $1,000 worth of the commissions, I get a portion of that.
For who? For the business? For the platform, right?
Well, yeah, for the platform, yeah.
For the platform.
If they come and then they just don't trade, I don't get anything. So I don't get for referring traders. I don't get anything.
You only get if they trade.
Yeah, I only get if they trade. Yes.
And I love how you make now, I think, daily YouTube videos about the trades you're doing. And then I think you're kind of pushing or showing them what you're doing. And then most of them are also doing the same, right?
That's the thing. A lot of people think like, why would you be showing all your trades? See, in the world of trading, and we're going to, I guess, talk about this, there are certain limitations a person can have in his own retail trading. For me, a limit was around 1 million euro, that when you're trading actively with 1 million, your risk per trade is around 10,000 minimum. So, and if you're doing active trading, it means that you can lose like 50,000 euro in one day quite easily. So this like hits your brain really fast. So some people can handle it. I know some Asian degen traders, they can trade with 100 million. They don't give a shit. It's like, I cannot do this. So their one stop loss can be like 1 million. It's crazy. They are whales. They're affecting the market. So for me, I cannot do this. So I realized that I need to scale myself, so trading stayed as it is. But then I wanted to introduce more income streams to just get more money. And then subsequently get to the businesses I'm developing now, which was all a part of the plan.
And those businesses are the biotech?
No, that's my hobby. The actual business is what I'm talking about is asset management. This is the reason why I wanted to become viral on Instagram, why I wanted so many followers, because I wanted to raise money for my funds. So because if you're doing just long-term investing, and if, for example, I've invested millions of dollars into Bitcoin, and certainly if Bitcoin hits 300,000 in the next bull market, I'm going to be well off. But I'm going to be much more well off if I'm going to ride the same wave with not just a few million of my money, but also 100 million of my investors' money, and then take 30% cut from the profit. So like you're getting into the world of asset management. And this is what I wanted to do. So build my track record as a trader, show that I know what I'm doing, and then get millions of followers to then subtract investments for my fund.
Similar how Grant Cardone, right?
Absolutely. Same thing.
Right?
Grant Cardone did like 4 billion from Instagram in investments. This is smart. I mean, this is just smart marketing. People are hating on like, oh, who gives a shit? Like what matters is how much money is in your bank account.
I love your approach, man. I really like it. You're like this I look at you and I'm like, first thing that comes to mind, you're like very self-confident. You have so high self-confidence.
I just am too tired to care anymore about anybody's opinion. Like I just know what I'm doing and I enjoy my journey. And I just preach that when you do something, you just have to be happy. Because a lot of people make a mistake. They want to make a certain amount of money or have certain materialistic things to be happy. But then they realize real quickly that they've been miserable for a long time to get something that is not going to make them happy. So happiness lives within us. So all I do is I genuinely enjoy every single moment of my life, almost. And I just do what I enjoy. That's it.
And now, like I had last podcast, and this was a really great topic to talk about. So everyone, I think, has this like big things that happen in their life and they change a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like for me, for example, when I was 21, I had no goals. Then I kind of read one book and I became like this goal guy. Told my dad, I'm going to make 1K. I'm going to run a half marathon. He said, you're not going to do it. I was like crying about it. Then I did it. And I'm like, fuck you, dad. I'm going to do it. Yeah. And the next thing was when I started the business, I spent 300 euros, got 3K. Then I spent 1K. I got 10K. Then I spent 3K a month and I got 30. And this was like breakthrough, like the ads. Mm-hmm. And I want to ask, how was it for you? What were the big things that you kind of shifted or did or changed that was like boom, 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 right? Because you're from Latvia, right? You're from here.
I was born here, yes. Yeah. But then the better part of my youth I spent in New York. So that's why like my accent is a bit weird. I do speak some Latvian. I mean, I understand it. It's just that I don't have that much practice into it, so to speak. But and bigger part of my team is also Latvian.
Yeah,
so I have an office in Riga that I never visit because I live in Dubai, but I have people who are in charge of it. It's not that big of an office because for the most part, we outsource a lot of the people. So like we don't have a big office, even though we have more than 30 people working in general in total, but we just don't need an office. But like initially my roots stem from here, from Riga.
And what were the big things?
The big things. So I think the biggest one was when I met my mentor, the person who actually got me into, because I initially wanted to become a lawyer. And my bachelor's degree was in pre-law and criminal justice and philosophy back in New York. And I was preparing to go to law school. And I got my bachelor's degree when I was 19 years old, because I actually skipped high school. Because in US, you have this function after grade 9, instead of going to high school, you can go to a community college. I think there is a similar process in Latvia as well. And then you can actually get an equivalency of high school diploma and then actually move on to get your higher education, already having some credits towards it. So at the age of 19, before turning 20, I got my bachelor's degree. So I skipped I saved 3 years because I knew that high school is horseshit. So I wanted to just save some time. And it worked. And then I was preparing for the LSAT test. LSAT is like one of the hardest tests in the world for this law school's admissions test. And then I met Alf, a German guy, Swiss guy, through my mother. And he was into private equity and asset management and retail private degen trading as well. So and we just had a very good connection with him, and he just showed me the way into the world of retail trading and asset management. So, and that just sparked my interest. I did simple research. I realized that 9 out of 10 billionaires in the world have made their money in one or another form of asset management. So, and that's why I realized, like, holy shit, lawyers are actually peasants. So that's why I decided that I need to move on to asset management.
So that was the big thing. So that's how you got started into trading?
Yeah, that's how because you cannot really learn trading in school. So.
And what do you think about this shift from just trading to doing these other things? Was that a big shift as well?
I think this is shift number one. The biggest shift number two was my wife, because she was like a known blogger in Latvia, actually, because we met in Latvia, because I stayed in Latvia for a few years after New York and after I lived in Switzerland. And I met Sophia, and she was like a local fashion blogger, whatever. And she told me that she saw me sitting at the desk for like 10 to 12 hours a day, which is what is required when you're really zoned into active trading. And I couldn't really afford to do long-term investing and hope for the same kind of return, because when you're doing long-term investing, your return is much smaller. So it's like there is direct correlation between risk and return. If something is low risk, the return is going to be garbage. So that's why even though I had a few million, I had to stick to more active trading, because our type of lifestyle was a bit extravagant at all times. So, and she told me that, she said, do you know that you can make a lot more money, or at least have a supplementary income through social media, And I'm like, well, I didn't even have Insta. You can check my oldest post on Instagram. It's like 3 years old. So 2-3 years ago, I wasn't even on Instagram. I had some shitty Facebook page that I only used to connect with my pals from New York. That's about it. I was off social media completely. And I thought that everybody who is on social media is just some, I don't know, weird people who are trying to scam everyone. So, and then I decided to do it. I invested a bit of money into a good education that I created with editing and platform. We created our own platform. This was first business, which was courses and education that still runs. And then the first year we made over $1 million in profits from literally nothing. Then I was like, holy shit. Like, why didn't I do this before? So, and that was the shift into social media. And that's when I realized that if I wanted to do less but make more, I could end up in asset management and manage money for people, like large amounts of money. And for that, I wasn't a Goldman Sachs trader for 30 years to start my own hedge fund. So it's either that or you need to be famous. I just decided to go the fun way, just to become famous and then collect money.
Quick qualification, like it's crazy, right? First year you do the course, you make $1 million profit first year.
Yeah, a bit more, yeah.
Most people make zero or they lose money and time on making a course. To make this 1 million profit in the first year, how much was paid ads and how much was organic?
Everything was paid ads.
Everything was paid
99%.
But this is what people don't understand, right? Yeah. And if you would do it again now with 1 million followers on Instagram, you can't do ads. You have 1 million followers on Instagram. You made this new course, which is it's Stay Sharp course.
Yeah.
It's about making money. How much could you sell? And it's for like, let's say 1K.
A lot.
A lot?
Probably
with the followers?
A few $1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
With the organic?
That's what we're working on, an interesting project right now, which is going to be one of the biggest in the world. It's going to be also asset management. So we're going to be building a huge platform, which is going to revolutionize everything. We're going to be doing something that nobody has ever done. And when we have 1 million followers, we don't even need any marketing. Like, I am the marketing.
Really? That's so powerful?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
I mean, even my stories are watched by more than 100,000 people. So I just post a story, literally 1/10 of Latvia watches my story, so that when I promote something and I hit them up to the idea of becoming part of it, you make a lot of money. I mean, targeting is still very useful because you can use retargeting and retarget them.
But those are ads.
Those are ads. Yeah.
Okay, and how? Now I need to ask you, man. I want to learn this because I have like 10,000 followers. I suck at this organic game. I want to learn it. Yeah. Like, how could I get to 1 million followers? Asa. Let's do it in 3 months. Like, what do I need to do, man? Because we're gonna do like in 2 days. No, 3 days. Thursday, we're gonna go to Baltazar's.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do a video which Noah Kagan did, which is going to houses. Hey, how did you make money? How did you buy this house? This kind of video. I'm gonna do something like that this week.
Yeah. See, to be honest, like I got 1 million followers on Instagram in the last 8 months.
Yeah. How to do it, man? Tell me the sauce, man.
The sauce is it's one of the things that I am a good friends with on our dreams. He's been at the event. This guy did 20 million followers in like a year and a half. So, and he taught me a lot of the things. The secret here is attention retention and triggers. So it is very difficult these days to retain attention of people. So what you need to do is, like, for example, when I see my own reel, I even know which reel is going to explode, which not. So it has to be, when you look at it, it's like even hard to explain. It's something that just triggers you. You look and you really, even you know what it is, but even you want to finish watching it. It's like, it's juicy. The shot itself is juicy. Every single word that you're saying is flowing so smoothly and it's so enticing. It's like, it's bringing you into it. This is what goes viral. I don't know if you understood what I just said because I didn't, but this is like, and one of the things I realized, like what also Anar told me, that money, for example, I make content with money. And this content also oftentimes goes viral because money helps. Why do I make content? It's stupid, right? But the reason why I do it because it goes viral. People see money, they're automatically interested. What is the most famous thing in the world? It's the Benjamin Franklin, or I don't know, Joe Biden, whatever, but you know what I mean? A $100 bill. This is what everybody loves. And those who say, oh, no, I don't know, they're bullshitting. So everybody, like when they see a bunch of money, they don't care what the guy's talking about. They just look at the money. So this is a trigger. And these triggers can be different. It can be money. It can be something else. Like I found that money works for me. So
we were thinking about Cynthia. I was saying, Cynthia, maybe we can do €100 bills because we ordered some this like guns.
Yeah.
We're gonna try something with euros, not the
See,
dollars.
the thing is also like I tried so much of the you can actually go to my Instagram and scroll to the older ones.
I checked it, yeah.
We did so many of them, and you will see that some of them were like, nah. But I did them because I thought, oh, good idea, but I had no experience, and then it just didn't work, and I was surprised. And now if I look at my older content, I'm like, what is this shit? Like, who is watching this shit?
Exactly, right? It cannot be shit, right?
It cannot be shit.
It cannot be shit, because I was doing an Instagram, I was making a long form video, and then I had a guy who just cut it and put it there, and it's bullshit. It's like no views, no likes, and the engagement dropped.
Yeah.
You can't do shit, right?
See, no, you cannot. See, that's the thing, you know, when I had no experience, and my marketing team would cut something up, and I see that half of the shit they cut up is garbage. And they're saying, we have to test it, and I was like, okay, you know better. But now I know when it feels like garbage, I'm like, are you stupid? Remove it. Because it's like, even if it feels something is off, remove it. Because it's not gonna work, it's stupid. Like, what is the chance that this piece of nonsense is gonna suddenly trigger people? Like, why? So it's like, and people are spending a lot of time on testing things. People are too focused on testing like 300 different creatives when you can check with your eyes that only 2 of them are gonna be interesting. Like, what is the point of having 300 when they're like obviously shit? Just for the purpose, because a lot of people say, oh, okay, you know, the marketing 101, you need to test creatives. Also, they go and test. But everything they're testing is shit. So it's like, it's funny. But the same thing, it goes for like social media and organic growth. Like the content really has to be good. It has to be amazing. And also, to be honest, it has to be short. Because if it's something is too long, people get bored. If it's too long, too complicated, you can do it, but always these kinds of videos will have a lot less views. So it has to be very short and to the point. And most of the time what I did like most of my explosive videos, one of my videos got 200 million views in total, not on my channel, but like with all the reposts, because some of the reposts got like 50 million, 60 million on Reels. It's crazy. And plus TikToks, it's like maybe even 300 million. So, and the thing is with this stuff, it's short, it's quick, it's mega triggering, and it's filmed in an amazing way. So it's like, it's unrepeatable.
So you said attention, retention, and triggers.
Yes.
What does triggers mean?
Triggers that people feel an emotion.
Oh.
So it can be anger, jealousy, frustration, happiness, whatever brings out an emotion makes people stay. Whatever emotion, it can be positive, can be negative, whatever.
And then the most craziest thing. So I knew in your event, I did the similar question, does this? And Thomas like, yeah, I do it with the phone. Or you don't do it now with the phone. Like how you make them.
You mean the content? Yes,
Yeah.
the phone. It's iPhone.
So crazy.
Everything is iPhone. Like, I mean, some of the double click, it was professional camera, but it's not necessary. Like, we did a lot of the stuff, like other reels recently that also went really viral. iPhone. So, and most of them, actually, the ones that actually are the best, it takes me 2 seconds to film. 3 seconds.
Which are the best, take you less time?
Yeah. The one that really is hard to make, like your energy is like, nah, and then it just doesn't work. Like, because you can feel it through the camera, you know? But like the ones that you're on the energy, like you feel good and you know approximately the line you should say and you're like, boom. Usually the best reels I film from 1 take. Like not even 2 take. Some people, we had a shooting yesterday for some ads and people took whole fucking day to film 3 lines. And I'm like, guys, are you like a little bit wrong here or like what is going on? Because 3 lines for me is like, give me 20 seconds. Again, experience, of course. But yeah, this is the thing, you know, it has to be on a good energy and it has to be smooth. People also feel something that is robotic, something that is fake. I felt this myself in a lot of my previous content, even the way I would speak. Whenever the camera would turn on, and I know a lot of people suffer from this, they start to act a bit differently on camera. They speak a tiny bit different. They speak more like to the camera. But this is people, I don't know, I cannot explain it scientifically, but people feel it. You know, you have to be on the camera like you're in real life. This is when people feel attachment. You know, it's like almost energy level kind of a thing. So when I'm on the camera, I'm like everywhere else, like the same. Maybe a bit more energetic, but that's about it. So this is also very important, like energy.
And for content, I remember you told me like to make good content, you need to have like some branding element. That's why you said you do now everything in white. Now I see you in black, so it's not.
It's because we're in Latvia.
Okay, Latvia black, everything else white. So we do the white, that's one. And then you said you need some items around you, which is gonna bring attention. For you, the money. Yeah. For me, I'm thinking it's gonna be maybe Iron Man. It's gonna coming soon.
Yeah.
And what else do you think we need? Because you told me there's some things you will never influence, and that's you, the person speaking, and that's the 5% which you need to kind of develop. What would you say is also like you need to focus on, or do it, or just like what I got from you is like, be more natural, be like you. Don't be like this camera bullshit, which is scared.
I can tell you, like, out of my experience, what I found out, what, for example, put me on the map as one of the biggest crypto influencers, is that I did stuff that nobody else did. Like my good friend, Carl Runefeld, you might know him, one of the biggest guys in crypto as well, the Moon Carl. So people from crypto will know him. So he also told me, like, he always did stuff that nobody else did, and this was the biggest path of success for him, because when you do like everybody else, it's just jerking off, because like everybody does the same thing, so you're trying to, you know, fight others and compete is hard. So one of the things that put me on the map when it comes to crypto stuff was the reality show. Nobody has ever done a reality show about trading in the Middle East. I was the first one in the world. So that was like a huge boom. So the same thing, we're going to be doing an interesting thing in USA this year in August. This is going to be something that nobody has ever done in the world ever. I came up with a crazy idea. I still think I'm just, I think like maybe it's a bad idea, but I'm like, fucking, we'll do it.
What's the idea?
I cannot tell you yet, but it's going to be, I just don't want anybody to do it before us, you know. But it's going to be something that is going to be absolutely explosive. I think that our PR team is going to work on this, and I think that CNBC will be interested, and Bloomberg and Forbes, and like everybody's going to just be mind blown by it, because it's going to be a huge advertisement for Bitcoin and trading, and something that people will watch from all over the world. There's going to be some crazy stuff.
But business-wise, this reality show, which you did, which was amazingly done. I saw the episodes. I got the idea for my giveaway, which didn't go so well. You said it wasn't so much like business.
It was okay for, I mean, at the end of the day, it put me on a map as one of the biggest crypto influencers, because it like made my YouTube channel grow mega fast. But it was very hard to quantify, like how much money did I get from signups, from course sales, from maybe my fund, how many people who came to me through this reality show ended up following me for a while and now invested in my hedge fund. It's hard to quantify this, but I know for sure that it was beneficial. But like how much, you will never know like precisely the numbers.
And how much time do you spend on this content thing? Like how much do you spend?
In total, you mean? Or
like per week or per month?
Jeez, I spend at least 2-3 hours a day every day, because like stories and YouTube video and research, and sometimes it's fast, but most of the time you have to actually do the research. Plus I'm trading live, so I'm showing people my actual real trades. And this is a big danger, because if you keep screwing up your trades, people will just not follow you. So it's a bit complicated. Plus, if I do reels, like right now I have about, because we're going to be traveling for a long time to many countries. And for me, it's like I have like about 30 reels ready now. But when I was making them per week, I would be making at least 1 or 2 days a week full of just filming. So just only for that. So I would say probably 2 full working days per week go to just content creation.
Wow. And plus daily doing the stories, doing the YouTube video daily.
So it's actually like most of the stuff is actually social media. Like a lot of my businesses run on autopilot. They're run by other people. My job is to bring them people.
Man, let's do a hot seat. Okay, quickly. 20 people team, 9 setters, 4 closers, everybody else client success team, 1 marketing guy, and me. I don't do the sales now. I don't do the lead gen, but I'm the creative person in the lead gen. And I do YouTube organic, YouTube videos, and email marketing. We have different person. Right now, I'm at 120K a month, getting like 50 clients per month. I only sell 1 service in Latvia and 1 service in English. And the service is a consulting service. You get a course, you get live support, you get access to me, and you get a community. It's right now at 2.8. We're gonna raise the price and both languages the same. Running ads to Latvia and running separate account to Baltics in Estonia. I want to make 300K next month. After that, what do you do? What do you tell me to do?
I will tell you what I found out recently, and you will probably not like it because you're from the world of marketing and targeting and stuff, which is great. And again, I made millions of dollars, especially during COVID time from my courses. But this time I've spoken to so many people, actually since the time when we met in Dubai, I spoke with a lot of people who also are into Forex courses and people who do $1 million a month on Forex courses, like it's crazy. And everybody told me that their targeting performance has dropped significantly. So at this time, about 80% of the stuff is organic. So they focus on organic reach. There are different ways of focusing on this, like what I would do if I would be you.
You or me. Tell me what to do.
Yeah. I would find a way to do something that nobody else has done ever before. So the best thing is to attract as much freaking attention as possible. And it has to be done through your like consumer-based concept. So like, you know, who is your average Joe, who is your client?
Yeah, my client is coaches, consultants.
Right. So therefore, you need to make content that would attract their interest, but you need to make it not in a way of like, okay, what other coaches are doing in terms of like content. What you need to come up with is some crazy, batshit crazy idea. But in the beginning, you need to come up with an idea not to spend too much money, because it's easy to spend too much on these crazy ideas, because these crazy ideas, sometimes they can work and sometimes they can waste a lot of your time and money. So you need to first proof of concept, and then you can build on it. So in my opinion, what has done it for me, it's a reality show, or it can be something very social, like you're raising awareness for charitable work, and you kind of connect it together with your existing business. So you promote yourself from other angles of very positive something. Like there are so many brands out there, like Selena Gomez, she launched her cosmetics brand, and it screams everywhere that 1% of the proceeds goes to the mental health charities and stuff like that. So this has proven to actually increase her revenue by a lot than 1%. It's all just business. Even though it's cynical, I know, but we're talking real money here. So, and this is why most of people do it. So there are so many ways to actually extract a lot of attention, but you need to do hypey stuff. So it has to be something that, and again, hypey can be even, see, it's very difficult for me to give an example for Latvia, but yeah.
I want to do it national wide.
Okay.
Because in Latvia, like, I'm known also, getting known.
Yeah. There's also like Latvia also an issue, because we had one of the biggest countries that we were selling to in terms of my trading education was Latvia at some point, because like I spent a lot of time in Latvia. A lot of my ads were filmed in Latvia. I had a relatively brand new Bentley that we filmed on the Vanshu tilt, this bridge. And a lot of people thought that I'm like actual real Latvian, even though I am kind of partially Latvian, but I'm already like a citizen of the world, basically. But people really had a connection with me. But we quickly understood that Latvia is really small. Even though we made, I don't know, $1 million out of Latvia alone. But like you hit a barrier at some point, because there's just not enough people in Latvia. So that's why like you need to be going global. But going global oftentimes is an issue, because you'll lose this rapport with people. Like people stop like seeing you as one of their own. They start seeing you as another guy. So that's why you need to do, and that's why like conversion rate oftentimes, in my experience, drops dramatically. Like I know guys who have crazy ROIs on their ads when they are, if they're Swedish, they're working in Sweden. If they're Danish, they're working in Denmark. If they're Latvian, they work in Latvia. If they're American, who are lucky people, they work in America, and this is the best.
I agree.
But the biggest market, man, 300 million people with at least $1,000 to spend on whatever. So unfortunately, in our case, when we are kind of more of European-ish, so it is difficult to come off as an American. So anyway, so you need to target a global market, and certainly you lose this rapport. So the only way to build it is by attracting attention through unconventional ways. And that's a reality show. This is something I really want to tell you what I'm going to be doing, but I really don't want to, because it's kind of our secret for now. But this is something that's going to be a great example of what I mean now. Because this, what are we going to do? I think it's going to just make me the biggest crypto guy in the world within 3 months. So it's going to be just, I think, I might be wrong, but we'll see.
But that's the hypothesis. That's great.
Yes, that's the hypothesis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what else would buy? So I'm basically now the CEO. Okay, I focus my attention on getting attention, getting the eyeballs, and you would say that that should be the most important thing I do?
Yes, that's number one, and actually making use of the audience in 2 ways. Way number one is just making them pay you for something, so monetizing it directly. And way number 2 is those who don't pay you, or even those who also pay you, is converting them into your partners, so affiliates.
This is a big thing.
This is, I can tell you, this is how Andrew Tate became the most Googled man on the planet. This is just through this.
And how did it work for him? What was the structure?
Very simple. The most rigorous part of his Hustlers University was about affiliate marketing, where he teaches people how to reuse his content, posting it on TikTok with their own link to Hustlers University in the bio. So people popularize him, and when people use the link to Hustlers University, they get 30% or whatever it was. So, and in this way, he became one of the most famous people in the world, because everybody was posting TikTokers about him, about Hustlers University, and how great it is, simply because they wanted to get a commission. Like, do you incentivize people to talk about you financially? This is just genius.
You're also doing it, right?
I'm also doing it, yeah.
How is it working for you?
Not that well, because I have many products. They are separate from one another, and they are more expensive. Andrew Tate's stuff was like $50. So this is average Joe from TikTok can afford something for $50. And my products, average check was around 1,000. So even though I had thousands of people promoting me, and they got thousands of clicks, and the system worked. The problem was that it just was too expensive for an average Joe. So the conversion rate was close to zero. We had a few sales, but it wasn't enough to keep people motivated. That's the problem. But we're fixing it now, and this is going to be coming soon.
So you're maybe the fix is just doing the €50 a month, right?
We're going to be redoing a few things, but yeah.
Because I heard from Cole, from one of my mentors, that he, like Andrew, was doing like 20 million a month. Could it be like that? That's what I heard. With this product.
He is, Hustlers University alone, he's doing about $1 million a day, yes.
It's crazy. That's like 30 million a month.
It made him, Hustlers University is worth billions.
It's crazy.
So he's a billionaire.
And I heard the product is shit. I haven't tried it.
It's shit, yes.
It's shit.
Yeah.
Have you tried it?
Of course, I've seen it, because I mean, me as an educator, and I have different courses. I have courses on how to create courses, on trading, on investing, on on affiliates. Like, we have different stuff. So same thing like Andrew Tate on the inside, he had different stuff. But the only useful thing was affiliate thing. I mean, I kind of like Andrew Tate in a way. I respect him as a fellow businessman, right? So I don't support a lot of the stuff that he's saying about like whatever. I don't want to get into this topic.
Yeah.
But as a businessman, he's a genius. And in terms of his content inside, this is proof that it doesn't matter what you sell, it's how you sell it. So, and from the inside, like Nick's, I looked at his crypto course, and I'm like, dude, you can Google crypto for beginners in Google, you will get more than you pay for. And this, there is nobody, even when it used to be in Discord, this Hustlers, everything was in the affiliate section, everybody, like all the communication, all the crazy stuff. In crypto, it was a few people, it was something, they were posting some signals, like it's nothing special. It was all about, and then they said, oh, people can learn 18 things, and theoretically he was right. There were 18 or whatever number of different tabs, things you can learn, but some of those tabs were literally 1 page long at the most. So it's all just that it was all about affiliate, but you got to give it to him. He made it, Yeah. I mean, I don't know if being in jail or under house arrest considers to have made it. So I guess everything has its own consequences, but he exploded. I mean, like nobody has ever done before, but also you have to understand that he's been doing it for 10 years. And like even like 3 years ago, he had a lot less engagement than today. So it was building up. And then one moment it just went into an infinite progression to the point that TikTok had to shut him down, So
like all the platforms did. I think Twitter just unbanned him. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. But because he was becoming too powerful, he just cracked, as he says, he escaped the matrix, but not in the sense how he's teaching people, but in the sense of breaking the algorithms. That nobody ever before made it possible that so many people repost their shit.
It's crazy.
And it goes viral just because people are reposting it. So he didn't escape the matrix, he escaped the algorithm limitations in social media. That's what he did in reality, which is beautiful.
And I love how you said it doesn't matter what you sell, but how you sell it, because those guys makes the most money at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, I mean, if we are very cynical and we are just honest in business-wise, yes. But of course, if you sell something really well and it actually is useful,
then it's a positive.
It's not a positive, net positive. Yeah.
You said before I love how you said it. You're like citizen of the world. But why did you move to Dubai, not like America? Because America would be...
Yes, we considered many places. We considered Monaco because money wasn't really an object, so it doesn't really matter where we live. And we considered the United States, and Monaco was boring. It was like for old people. Like there isn't even Uber
Oh, really?
No. And like everything is closed and it's such a small place. I mean, I like cars, so buying yourself a Lamborghini makes no sense. There was no roads to enjoy it. So that's why it was off the table. Then US, we didn't go for US because of tax things and safety. Really, because when people know you, it's like it can be a bit dangerous. So you need to hire security and this and that. So like same thing in Latvia. The reason why we moved away from Latvia because people started to recognize me. And it's just... In Dubai, it's cool when people take a picture with you. It's like, oh, golden Rolls Royce, really nice. In Latvia, I had a almost like brand new Bentley, and people would actually leave chewing gums on it. It's just negative, you know. So that's why Dubai, in my opinion, we picked it because it's the safest place in the whole wide world. Safest.
And that's a real statistic, or that's just?
It's
like...
real. It's real statistic. Yeah.
And I love how I think you said to me that Dubai made this cloud, unnatural cloud that just protects from the sun.
They control the weather. They can actually summon rain and stuff.
Yeah, that's what you told me.
Yeah. Sure.
What about your cars? Like all of them are you bought them or you leased them?
No, I bought them. Yeah.
You bought them,
Yeah.
all of them.
The thing is that I mean, cars like what's car isn't really that much like.
It is. I think it's like the Rolls Royce. How much it costs?
Well, it depends on, but a few $100,000, but that's not. I don't have the Rolls anymore. I sold it.
But it's still a lot. You
No.
paid it cash or you paid like with a lease? How you? Say?
No, with the Rolls Royce, I was paying in actual physical cash.
Mm-hmm.
My back, it was just bank transfer, and Porsche was Bitcoin.
You could buy a Porsche with Bitcoin.
Of course, you can. In Dubai, you can buy anything with Bitcoin. It's the proper world, man. Like in Dubai, if you have I have friends who don't have bank accounts. They have USDT.
Really?
Yeah. And they just, of course, if you go to the supermarket, you cannot pay for milk with Bitcoin, but that's why you use OTC, you get some cash out. You just use cash. But really in Dubai, like if you buy an apartment, crypto. If you buy a car, crypto. They don't give a shit. Like this watch I bought with crypto.
And how much is that watch?
That's 80,000.
Because it's a nice watch. I think I have it on my phone actually.
Yeah.
I think. Is
That's,
the AP the...
That's the brick. AP Royal Oak. Yeah,
Royal Oak. I like the Royal Oak.
That's the heaviest AP they have ever made. 350 grams of pure gold.
Let's go. Yeah. What is something you say, like, some people could see you, and me, when I was 21, I would see you, and I was like, bullshit. This guy scammed. There's no way he can make so much money. My dad made 1K a month, like 5K a month is maximum, because bank guys make that. Yeah. Not possible.
Yeah.
What do you say to those guys? What could be their biggest mindset shift about money? What kind of things can you say?
I think because I used to be the same person. Because I was raised by a single mother, and she made okay money. It was like middle class, lower middle class at some point. When my father, he donated everything to a church, so we lost everything when I was 2 years old. And like literally everything. My mother was telling me like shitty stories where she had to heat up baby food on a candle because there was no heat in the house, because he donated the house to the church and nobody paid for the utilities, so they shut everything off. So, and then my mother was just raising me. She didn't have higher education. I'm the first person in my entire freaking family who even has a bachelor's degree. So, and at the time, she told me that, son, yeah, you can do this and that. Lawyers make good money. So for me, like making something like $10,000 a month is crazy money. And today, for a lot of people, you have to work half of your miserable life to get to 10K a month. But then when I got into even flipping stuff, like in the US, I had my job. My last job I held was in a library as a student. And I was making about $700 a month, which was enough to like help my mother with some of the rent I was paying and etc. So, but then I got fired from there because I wasn't doing shit. Reason was because I didn't feel like there is any room to grow to anything, anywhere. Like even $700 a month, that was just the limit, legal limit I could be making as a student assistant librarian in the college, whatever. So, and then my first money I've made, I bought myself a Mazda Protege, 2001, dark green. I still remember it. I bought it for like $550, and then I fixed the head gasket because there was some smoke coming out of it. And I wasn't a car mechanic. I just really needed to make some money, man. So it was like older version of YouTube, and I actually put it in YouTube how to change the head gasket in Mazda. And they showed me, and I actually fixed it, and the smoke went away. It was actually a relatively simple job. So, and then I actually spray painted a bit of the rust on the doors and all the fenders. So, and I sold the thing for like $2,100. So I made like 1,000 something in literally a week. I had to flip the title, which is not very legal, but whatever. So I made like 1,000 something in a few days by doing nothing. You arguably, because if you think like 1,500, I would need to work 2 months in a library almost every night for 4 hours, like a rat. you know? So, and then like my mindset already started shifting. So reason why I'm telling you this is because for the guys to actually believe in something, they don't need to look at us like we can show them whatever, you know? But like today, in actually a few days, I'm flying a private jet. I'm flying a private jet to Milan from Riga. From Riga, yeah. It's gonna be fun. I'll make a reel like how to leave Latvia on a Challenger 8000. It's a big jet. So, and I paid like more than 30,000 euro for just one flight of 2 hours. So people don't believe it. People think it's green screen. How can you at the age of 29 right now pay 30,000 euro for 2 hours? It just makes no fucking sense. People work for 3 years to make 30,000. Or you can buy an apartment in some of the, like one bedroom for 30. For me, it's just a jet. So, and people like, and for me, it's normal these days. It used to be that for me, it also didn't compute. But when you start to understand, like when you start to actually touch it yourself a little bit, or even on a smaller level, you understand that, oh, holy shit, you can actually buy an iPhone and then sell it and make $50. This is already margin. You know, when you find something a bit cheaper, sell it a bit more expensive. So you're finding this margin. And you understand that the money flows. There is money flow. And then you understand that there is so much money in the world. Like this is what Tate has said. This is one of the things I agree with. Tate was actually kicked out from one of his villas he was renting on the Palm. He was paying like $20,000 a day. A day.
20K a day.
20K, that's like $600,000 a month in rent. This is what I make per month. Like even more than what I make per month, even on average. This is just for rent. And then guess what? There was a guy, the landlord called him and said, Mr. Tate, apologies, but somebody offered us 30,000 a day. You have to fuck off. And he said, I'll pay 40. And then he'll say, okay, you can stay. And then they called him back and said, sorry, Mr. Tate, they offered 50 and paid for the whole year in advance. And Tate had to move out. Like the amount of money there is in the world, as Tate has said, you cannot even fathom how much money there is and who those people are. Like 50K a day, that's like 1.5 million a month in rent of a house on Palm Jumeirah. It's crazy. Like, I mean, if you cannot believe like flying a jet for like peanuts, like 30K, like what is it? Are you poor? Like you don't fly A380? You know, like you can actually have a private A380. This is a higher level. So there is always next level to the next level to the next level to the next. And people who are stuck at the bottom of the ocean and they think that from the deepest depth of this darkest place, they think there is not even one level higher. I cannot imagine how limited they are. And it's sad. Because it's only money, man. Like they print this shit every day. It's only paper.
I like how you talk about it. To see it, so you said to see it, first of all, just do some things.
You have to start believing in it. Because my success wasn't overnight. It was actually like at this point since the age of 16 when I started to actually think that I need to make money. So it was like 13 years. Yeah, and first 5, I wasn't making much, you know?
So, that's what people don't see, right?
Oh, they see only when you're on a jet and they say you're a son of a billionaire.
Yeah.
They're stupid, man. It's like some people are, but some people actually have worked for it. I know guys who are listen, Carl the Moon. You know, a lot of people are hating on him. I love the guy. Like we have a very good relationship with him. He never did anything wrong, and his net worth at the peak of the bull market was 500, like in hundreds of millions of dollars. The dude is 1 year younger than me, and he came from a Swedish family, and he was packing groceries in a grocery store. From this to hundreds of millions of dollars.
Crazy.
Anything is possible. You have to spot the opportunity and you have to go against the current. You need to do something that others are not doing. It goes not just for social media. It goes for business. It goes for whatever. It's like, I mean, if you go into traditional business, you need to do it in a way that nobody has done it before, in a positive sense. So it's like this, you have to stand out. That's like Carl, you know, he made a lot of money from a lot of interesting stuff. And a lot of the stuff that he did it the first. One of the first. That's the answer.
That's so interesting.
Because if you go to McDonald's and flip burgers, can you really expect anything? I mean, it's common sense.
But don't you think if people do, as you're saying, they're going to try it like completely new way and they haven't got any business experience, that they're going to most likely even fail rather than just like, Tony Robbins, you just model other people's success, do the same, and then get skills, experience, and then maybe try something new. Right?
See, like in my experience, I gained experience as I went. And I made a lot of mistakes. And those mistakes actually cost me a lot of money. Right now, I'm writing my book, which I'm going to probably finish very soon. It's going to be a blueprint for my life and how I've done what and what kind of practices did I use to actually believe in myself, in the power of money, in different stuff. It's going to be a really deep book. And this is the way I'm writing it today is if I would have received this book when I was at the age of 20, I'd probably be a billionaire today because I wouldn't waste years of my life on shit that just didn't work. So, and on wrong mentality and wrong perception, because I remembered them. There were so many opportunities that I missed because I just didn't see them when they were this close. And this is the thing, like people say, oh, I have no opportunities. Everybody, even a 12-year-old boy in Afghanistan, somewhere in the mountains, has his type of level of opportunities that would lead to another one, then maybe leaving Afghanistan, then traveling to this country, making $200 a month or $50, and slowly. And then that's how you build it. And people say, people are focused on $1 million opportunity in the beginning. For some people, those who are ready for it, it's okay. But most people, there's no correlation between being ready and actually having money. It's like here, being ready. So, and this is what I'm writing in this book, that I just want people to have the same kind of a mind and ability and skill set to do things much faster than, for example, I did them. Because it took me 13 years. The shit I've done could have taken me 3 years, man, not 13. But it's all about mindset and knowledge.
Yeah, and applying that knowledge.
Yes, of course.
And action, right?
Because you will make mistakes. Yeah, it's unavoidable.
So one of my friends, he asked me to ask you this question. So he asked me, I love how you say it in the beginning. You said, if you invest, you will make more money with the highest risk opportunities.
Yes.
Lowest risk, you're gonna make the least amount of money.
Yeah.
Let's say, how would you invest 10K? So I have set up 10K. How would you invest that money if you wanted to make 100K and you can't invest it in yourself, like in yourself? What would you invest in?
I would do the same as I'm doing today, because like some people try to time the market and they're trying to invest into the next Pepe coin or something. I would just invest like I'm accumulating right now. I have a bunch of altcoins, but altcoins are a bit of a tough game. It's very high risk. Certainly if you time the next altcoin and you put in 10K into it, you might not need to worry about money ever again. But the chances of this are...
So you're saying invest in crypto?
I'm saying 100%. There is nothing...
100%.
There is nothing... What? Real estate? Like, I mean, what? With 10,000 or maybe you want to invest... The only thing that you can... Two things. Okay, let's just give people options. One thing is crypto. So I would just split 5K into Bitcoin, 5K into Ethereum, and be done with it. Because in the next 2-3 years, this will definitely, in my opinion, turn into at least 100K. So 50 to 100. So this will already be at least something. So, and besides this, the only other option, what you can do is social media. So you can invest that money into cool content, just to make yourself popular. 10K isn't much, of course, for this. So maybe investing in Bitcoin actually makes more sense. But you can do a lot actually with 10K, slowly. And
why don't you like real estate?
It's not like I don't like it. It's just that because we know a lot of people, like even Manny Koshbin. I know Manny Koshbin. He's an interesting individual. He's done incredibly well in real estate. Even Grant Cardone and all these people, there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. And there is nothing wrong with real estate and Robert Kiyosaki. The only problem is that really to make anything off of real estate, you need two conditions. Either of those. Condition number one, you need to have a lot of money yourself. So you cannot just go out and buy yourself one apartment for $50,000 and just hope to become rich off of that fucking one apartment. So you need at least 100 of those apartments, and preferably you need to buy apartment blocks. In this way you can actually have a better return on investment than if you take single pieces of real estate. And the best, and even this is difficult. So what you need to use is only probably available in USA, and that's the loan system, the credit system, so the debt system. So when you have, for example, in US, I was thinking about it, like once I actually exit crypto, if I will be exiting crypto, I need to put that money somewhere. I don't want to have 10, 20, $30 million just in my bank account. So I was thinking to take, for example, 10 million and put it into US real estate, and trying to time the market a bit. But when you come to the bank with 10 million, you can, in US, you can easily, there are loopholes and ways of doing this. Is what actually Grant Cardone teaches in Manny Koshbin and Robert Kiyosaki. And you use your 10 million to get 20, 30 million on top, under like using like 2% mortgage rate or something yearly. And then you use that money, already not 10 million, but you're using like in the somewhere north of 50 million, and you put it into apartment blocks. So in this way, you use crazy leverage. and you use the debt system. And this is how, and then for example, you have a portfolio of $30 to $40 million worth of real estate, and then using this portfolio, you do refinance, and then you actually can get more money on top of it and get more fucking real estate. And this is when you end up with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of real estate within 5 years. This is how you make money on real estate, but not by having $10,000 and putting it into real estate. It just doesn't work. To really make a lot of money on real estate, you need a lot of money. So it's either your real huge money or it's bank. So that's the only way.
Because I like the idea of monthly cash flow. With crypto, you don't get cash flow, right? You don't get cash flow.
No, you just get the best return ever in the world, but you don't get cash flow, no. For cash flow, you sell courses. This is cash flow. For cash flow, you sell subscriptions. For cash flow, you have affiliate commissions from exchanges. For cash flow, you can invest into some regular business, whatever. This is cash flow. In real estate is also cash flow, but if it's on small level, it's like the bank recently came to me, ADCB. I banked with ADCB. I had $2 million in the account, still sitting there because I don't want to deploy everything in crypto. And they said, Thomas, why don't you park at least 1 million into our bonds? In the Emirates, they have really cool bonds options, and I'm like, okay, how much would you offer me? They said that, well, we can give you like 5%, 6%. And when I listened to this, that I need to give them my million to get 50K in a year. Honestly, for me, with my income level, this makes and I need to freeze that million. Maybe I want to buy a fucking car tomorrow. It's I don't like this. For me, 5% a year is just not interesting. And if you think about, for example, return on real estate, like in Miami, you can get a few one-bedroom apartments in a good area on a AAA property in Miami, like on one of the beachfront buildings, for $1 million. And then I did the calculation with a friend of mine because he does real estate in Miami. And when you do all minus taxes, minus all the expenses, minus sometimes tenants move out, break shit, blah, 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 you end up with having 3-4% yearly. Inflation is what, 10? What is the point of this? It's just the only way to make money off real estate is leverage, in my opinion. That's when you actually start it mathematically makes sense. Besides this is just if you want to park your money, that's one thing. If you want to become rich, that's not the way.
Okay, this was interesting. So if you want to park the money, you can leave it in a safe place.
Yeah.
That could be okay.
That's fine. It's beautiful. It's great. Yeah, it's better than having it in dollars. That's for sure. I'd rather have real estate than dollars. I hate dollars.
You mix my thinking so much because, let's be honest, I don't understand crypto at all.
Yeah.
At all. I think it's mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I know people make money from it. I know people talk about it, but I don't understand it, and I don't touch it. That's my thinking was because I bought my own apartment, which was around 250. So I bought it. I'm happy about it, and I want to invest in real estate. I was thinking, that's my thinking. Now you mixed my thinking. So I was thinking every month I'm just gonna buy something for 20, 30K. Just buy
Bitcoin. There is crypto right now, in my opinion, is people who are not buying crypto are not very, I'll just be honest, I think that people are not very smart. Why? Just mathematically. Because imagine this, Bitcoin is right now at 30,000, okay? So if you buy one Bitcoin, your potential risk is full 30,000. Maybe there is a chance that Bitcoin is a scam, that it was created by North Korea or Russia or whatever, and that someday they will make it public, this information, and Bitcoin just goes to zero. Is it possible? Yes. Is it very probable? I don't think so. But let's say there is 1% chance that this will happen. Another thing that could actually kill Bitcoin, if all countries come together and decide to ban it altogether, that they shut down all the mining, so it's going to all just go to zero. So if they turn off all the computers, all the mining rigs, everything, so the ecosystem is just going to die. So the chances of this is actually not even 1%, it's zero. Because the chances of China and US agreeing on something, and especially banning a multi-trillion-dollar industry, are zero. So when one country bans it, the other one will be hello. And we were seeing this with back and forth already with China and US. Whatever China does, US will do the opposite, and vice versa. So the only chance really we have is 1% chance that it's all somebody who's behind it is some evil guy or entity, and then it's going to become public and it's all going to go to zero, like the Netherlands tulip. You remember this tulip thing?
No, what is it?
In the Netherlands many years ago, at some point there was the craze of tulips that for some reason they couldn't grow them again, so it was very limited. And one tulip went to like $1 million per tulip in the equivalency of the currency at the time. So it was like crazy. Like it's like a lot of people are saying that the same thing is with Bitcoin. So some people were paying like selling their houses to buy a tulip because it was so rare, and then they started growing them again. It all went to shit. So, and the same thing people are saying about Bitcoin. Is it possible? But let's say 1% chance that this could really happen. It could go to zero. And then on the other spectrum, we have the right now players like BlackRock and Fidelity and Charles Schwab and all these players that manage trillions of dollars. They're a hedge fund. Like my hedge fund manages millions, and I'm a tiny small player in the world. Like BlackRock manages $10 trillion, the biggest hedge fund. These are the people who they say they own the world. And right now they're applying for Bitcoin spot ETF. ETF is an instrument, a financial instrument that allows institutionals to actually purchase something in reality. So they cannot just right now go and buy Bitcoin. It's very difficult. They can, but it's very complicated. So they need an ETF. Once the ETF is made, it is like trillions of dollars will flow into Bitcoin. So, and right now BlackRock and the SEC, this commission, has been declining all the ETFs so far. And right now BlackRock has applied. And when BlackRock applies, they apply with a 99.9% accuracy that they get the ETF they apply for. They don't apply for shit just to get rejected. They know what they're doing. It's like Illuminati stuff. So, and when this happens, this is going to open the floodgates to Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin could go to 500,000, 1 million. So you're risking 30,000. Maybe you will lose 30,000. There is 1% chance, as we just discussed. But you could potentially make 500,000 on one Bitcoin within the next 10 years. What kind of real estate is going to give you this return? With this chance of this return, and the chance is big. So what I'm trying to say is that people who don't understand this mathematical asymmetrical bet, like it's the same. Wouldn't you go to a casino to bet on something that has a 90-something% chance of happening? People bet on red all day long with a 48% chance, and some people make a lot of money. And here, the chance here is 90-something%, and some people are saying it's a bad bet. It's just a mathematically good bet. It's like beyond what is blockchain, what is Bitcoin. It's just a mathematically sound bet. That's it.
Quick question. Amazing. I love what you say. I need to buy Bitcoin. So, but like I saw this thing with this this platform who blew up. So how do I buy the Bitcoin? If am I safe if I go to this platform? I buy it. Am I safe if they go bankrupt the platform?
The thing is that you always have to self-custody your coins. So this means that, for example, I keep maybe at the most 100 to 200,000 on an exchange. I keep maybe I trust Bybit. So if Bybit would go under, I'd probably still get my money out of it. But if it would go under, there would be a risk. But I would maybe lose 200,000. Whatever I have these physical wallets that they're not even connected to the internet.
I actually have that because one of my friends said, let's buy it. I was like, okay, let's try it.
I have 7 of those, and some of them are in different countries, just in case. So I have crazy paranoia sometimes. So I have these very, and it's not connected to the internet. So, and all of this is kept super secretly and super safe.
So on that thing, the Bitcoin is on that thing, the physical thing.
The keys to Bitcoin,
to your account. Okay, so it's not connected to these platforms because that's what happened, right?
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, because it's we had a lot of tragic moments in crypto in the recent 12 months, 18 months, but it wasn't because of crypto. It was because of people in crypto, and all the manipulation, people trying to make as much money as possible, and
Okay. The second thing my friend asked, this was very insightful. I love the analogy, 1% chance if it goes to shit, or 99% chance it could go to this. Maybe not 99, but let's say 10%.
It's a good percent chance. So it's it just makes sense,
Makes sense.
And then when you study what Bitcoin is and how it works and what it produces, and that they cannot, and you see what is happening with the dollar. I worry more when I see $1 million in my account. I'm nervous. Because I know that Bitcoin might be volatile. It might be going up and down in fucking circles. But dollar is going in one direction. It's down. It's never going to go up. It's only going to be going down. Because the dollar is at the last limb. Same as euro. I think euro will collapse the first. So it's holding fiat is what makes me nervous, really. Because every year minus 10, if you're holding, for example, I've been holding those 2 million. In 1 year, I just lost 200,000. Physically the number is there, but the buying power of that money. Just think about this. You used to be able to buy yourself a G-Wagon, the G63, brand new one for 160,000 euro. Now it's 250. So it's look at the fucking prices. Rolexes. They used to be, all the golden models used to be below 30K. Now they're like 45K. Everything is going up. Why? Because money is useless. You know, it's like the value of it. It's like you look at every single currency of the world, the reserve currency, every single one has died for the same freaking reason. Printing, inflation. Finished. There's nothing else to talk about. Bitcoin doesn't have inflation. There's nothing else to talk about. That's it. People who don't understand this will cry very soon.
Like, I want to ask you this personal question.
Yeah.
Like, this year was the first year when I saw in my account more than 100 Gs. That was cool. And I want to ask you, how much it was the peak in your personal account? Like,
I never kept everything in one account. My money was always into something, but in one account, 5
million?
5 million. When I kept all in just one place. But like it's like I never trusted one, and it was only for a very brief while. Because I always have something in watches, something in cars, something in crypto, most actually, something in the bank account, something in cash in one place, cash in another place.
Physical cash, I mean, right?
Yeah. So that's why it's like.
But 5 mil, that's cool.
It's nice. Yeah,
You're like 29, right?
Yeah.
I'm also gonna get 29.
But this was when I was actually younger. But
you were younger?
Yeah. It wasn't now, it was before, yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully, as Arabs say, inshallah, we'll see a much bigger number, I'll say 2 years. I hope to see at least 50. Because, you know, as you go, the appetite grows. You know, it's like, and you start treating money differently. You know, it used to be like the first moment I made my first 100 Gs, man, like I wanted to go and buy myself the cheapest Ferrari 458 on the market I could find with a fucking salvage title with wheels standing like this, but it would be a Ferrari for my last money. But the good thing I didn't. But yeah, it's like you really want to buy stuff. But as soon as you buy a few of those things, you realize that the happiness is not in the money. So.
Yeah, but I saw you have like shopping and spending a lot and like, but you still, like, how much do you think from your income, which you make, personal income or business income, how much percentage wise do you think you spend per month?
Not more than 10.
I
never spend more than 10, never ever.
And you're talking from profit?
Profit, yeah.
From profit, not more?
My personal profit, yes.
And that's interesting because I love this. Like you keep that, and then the rest you put like investments or how? What do
investments? The crypto. I would just keep buying. I don't have any other investments besides crypto.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
And how much do you spend on social media per month?
It's not that much. I mean, when we used to run targeted ads, that's different. Some of the months we can spend more than $100,000.
But I mean, like on organic to make the content, like. And why don't you spend more? If you're gonna say like less than 10K?
Right now we're spending less than 10K.
But why don't you spend more?
There is nothing really to spend on. We came up with a crazy idea. That's the one we're gonna spend a bit on, but it's gonna be also like not much.
But why don't you spend more?
I just didn't find a sustainable way to spend more that actually gave me a positive ROI. It's like we did spend more on a few things, but it was very complicated, very expensive, and the result was untraceable, untrackable, and it was kind of there, kind of. So it's like,
you know this guy Iman Gadzi?
Yes. Yeah.
No, so I think he spends a lot of money on writing content, and then he films it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know his strategy. I know the guy. I've seen his content. To be honest, I don't know his like what he does, and I know he sells something. But
he sells a course for 1.5, how to start an SMMA agency.
And that's it.
Yeah, and he makes like so much. Like the strategy is very simple. He makes good on topics that everybody searches on. YouTube videos, very good made, and then all the content in the description is linked to a video which shows best business model to start making money.
Yeah,
and he compares drop shipping, Amazon FBA, SMMA, and he puts like SMMA the best, and then it's like a CTA to buy. And it's like a webinar on YouTube, which he drives everything to that, and it makes 1 million a month, 1 million a month, organically.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm not that familiar.
Because I'm inside of his like the highest level product, and he just shares those numbers. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, I'm not surprised. Like 1 million a month, you can do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just, see, like we tested different things. I'll just be honest with you. At some point when we did good money, and still we're doing okay money with a bunch of stuff that we're doing, and I realized that we learned how to make a few million a year, so it's not that big of a deal for us. But I want to, now I just focus, instead of trying to scale this, because I know like what I have to do, I can scale it. But I don't want to scale it. What I want, because it's like maybe you can scale everything I'm doing today from like average of 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 a month, we can go to $1 million a month. and it's gonna take a lot of effort, a lot of new people, a lot of last tweaks, all these small details. But what I've realized is that there are things that have been in front of me that I can take that will lead me to $1 million a day. So instead of focusing on tweaking those last 20%, which is always the hardest, to make extra $500,000 a month, I do simple new product, new thing, new whole concept, which is going to be more exciting for me because I always like to start new stuff. It's going to get me to $1 million a day. So that's why I'm focusing on completely redoing everything right now.
Interesting. What do you think about my idea? So I think you know Alex Hormozi?
Who?
Alex Hormozi, don't know him?
No.
Oh, very interesting that you don't know him. So he blew up social media recently, and this is what I want to do. I want to focus on growing this business consulting to like probably $1 million a month would be ideal, at least 10 million a month, 10 million a year. So I have the credibility, and then I want to transition into selling my recruiting ability and selling my knowledge ability or my team's ability, so that I kind of. So basically, the concept is it's hard to explain. So it's simple. I am this guy which you look up to, for example, on social media, on the internet, and I want to invest in your business. And I'm going to help you to grow your business. Typically, people sell a course, but I would sell myself and get a stake from your company. Because this is what Hormozi is doing.
Yeah.
He's promoting, I'm investing in your business, and I'm going to help you to go from 1 million a year to 100 million a year.
Yeah.
And he gets a percent of that. And now he has like portfolios of companies. And basically what he's selling like a mastermind. If you know mastermind, then he's not selling like a mastermind. So I'm thinking I could do that. Because imagine if I have the credibility, a young entrepreneur who makes like, let's say 30K a month, he comes to me, I get 15% of his business. I help him, teach him, show us the way. And he starts making, let's say 100 G's a month. That's my business.
I have a similar product. It's under one of my other projects, which is executivemargin.ae. We have a production company there. So it's a bit different, but what we help people who have knowledge, so they know how to do something, whatever, if it's trading or it's social media or whatever.
Yeah.
And we help them to actually make money, not just from it directly by selling their service, but by teaching people how others can do the same. So we basically are turning experts into also course sellers. So, and yeah, this is, and then you just get a percentage for lifetime.
But this is a different concept. Yeah, because I think you sell like a product, but this is like, I get ownership.
No, we also get, we still get the percentage.
Still?
Yeah, of course. So we don't charge money for this. We just charge the percent. And really? It's for example, a guy comes, he says, I'm a good trader. I'm like, okay, your budget for starting this whole education business is, let's say, $100,000. So, with less budget, we don't really want to work with people who have 5,000, it's like not interesting. So they have 100K, so we have a budget to start with. And then down the road, we don't charge them anything for our work. We do everything for what it costs. Like, I don't care about making the extra 20% margin, like I don't give a shit. So what we're interested in is like 30% down the road. So, and we own 30% of them. So, and then like of the profit down the road. So this is something that we try doing as well. It's interesting. One thing that I can just next tell you, like from like any idea out there, I've looked at so many people, I know so many people who have made so much money from weird stuff. Some of the stuff makes sense, some of the stuff really is borderline crazy. One of my friends, an American guy in Dubai, we do car racing together because I bought the GT3 RS for the track, and he races a cup car, and we just race together in the Yas Marina sometimes. And he told me he's a very rich guy. Like, I don't know how much money he has, but he's like buying houses in cash, like 5 million a pop. So it's like, he's got money. And this guy, what he did was, he actually is like, I don't even know how do you get into this business. For one, he made his initial money through building adult websites in the 2000s. He was the first guy who just saw this trend, and he started building those websites. That's where his first capital came from. And then he created a business that sells, like he's one of the biggest in Thailand, that sells pharmaceutical something for pills. Like, I wouldn't be even able to explain, like he does something in pharmaceuticals, from porn industry to pharmaceuticals. The guy is multi-millionaire. So like what I'm trying to say here is like, I'm not gonna say his name. What if he's gonna watch this? He's a very private guy, but he's like, I said, how did you do this? How do you go about this, doing this? Like, how does it cross your mind? He said, Thomas, I just did what I understood and what made me genuinely happy. And this is like, because happiness, again, we spoke about this in the beginning, that actual happiness lives within. And you should follow not the money. You should follow what makes you happy. Certainly a lot of people think that money makes them happy, and that's fine, but you need to do it in a very healthy way for yourself. So if what you just said, the idea, if it actually triggers positive emotion inside of you, like, wow, if I'm gonna start this and I'm gonna own shares of the company, it's so interesting, it excites me, that's the thing for you. But if you think about it, so the decision has to come not from my suggestion, has to come from within you. Because it's a sound business idea. There are people making money from weirdest shit. And how? Because they're just happy with it and they just develop it, they work on it, and then it just explodes.
Exactly. I have a guy who teaches people how to start flipping comics, and he makes money. And he teaches people how to make money flipping comics.
Yes.
That's crazy. And I know you're also into comics.
A little bit. I bought some, yeah.
But you're like a PlayStation guy, because
I am a PlayStation guy. Yeah.
Okay, I don't mean to say PlayStation guy, but I think you play a good game, because I know you played Resident Evil, and I also played the remake, and I couldn't finish it on the. I finished it on, I think it's 3 level of difficulty, or 4 it was. I think it's 3, and I finished on the first one, and I couldn't do the second one, I couldn't do the third one, but you finished it on the third one.
On the 4th one, which is available only after you complete the game.
Because this is very impressive, impressive.
I just like the game. The reason why I like Resident Evil, I always like the idea behind it, like the whole concept, like the mutation, and like it just intrigues me. So I always, when I played the game, I played all of them, I always follow the narrative. I always read every note, like I'm actually in it. You know, it's like, that's why every single point, like I really want to always pass a certain chapter by saving as much ammo as possible, as many herbs as possible. So for me, it's like, I love it. You know, I enjoy it.
What are the most favorite games for you, like on PlayStation?
Resident Evil is always number 1. And number 2, I'd probably say Call of Duty.
Call of Duty? I'm
pretty good at it. I mean, I whip those kids like no tomorrow, man. And I play on console, so I'm pretty good at sniping and quick scoping and...
Man! Yeah. Have you played these sports games like NHL? You hate that?
I hate that shit.
You need to try Elden Ring. And God of War Ragnarok. Amazing game.
Yeah, well, I have to try it. I mean, I never liked the Assassin's Creed. I always hated for some reason. I never liked it. I don't know. There's particular games I like and some for no reason. I don't know.
Call of Duty. Cool. Interesting. Okay, let's go to the fast ones. I want you to... I loved how you told me this, because this is what you told me. What is the difference between $1 million and $1 billion? And you had a good analogy, and I want you to share that with the audience as well.
Yeah, it was a really cool one. Like if you would actually count, I don't remember that. Okay, I think I remember. So if you would sit there and count from 0 to 1 million, like one, and like considering that one count would take you 1 second, it would take you like 11 days to count to 1 million. And if you wanted to count to 1 billion, it would take you 32 years.
Oh my God, it's crazy. This is great. The guy mindset, right?
Like I hang out with some billionaires in Dubai, and you know, when you look at my Instagram and think, oh, this guy's got a very nice, extravagant life.
Nothing.
No. Like when you come to the guy to his house, which has his piece of interior is a Bugatti Chiron. This is just inside his house. And then behind the window, there is another one to mimic the one inside. This is the type of wealth we're talking about.
That's crazy.
The guy is worth 10 billion. So officially 2, but we know it's 10. So then don't tell me, don't tell him I told you. But everybody knows it's far more than 2 bill. So like, and the house is worth like 70 million. So, and like, I mean, and when you sit there, like everything is a piece of art. Like the furniture, the couch itself is probably worth more than a good apartment in a brand new building in Riga. It's like Bentley furniture. Like those things are like $100,000 a piece. You know, so it's like different level of wealth. But that's the thing, like that's what we spoke about. Like at every level, there is a higher level.
What do you do to relax or have fun?
Can you spell that, please? Relax. Okay, well, to be honest, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I didn't drink.
For a lot of years, right?
6.5 years, no alcohol. 1 year of no tobacco, nothing, and no caffeine.
Not even cigars?
No, not even cigars.
I think your friends do cigars, right?
Everybody does everything. I mean, I have a lot of people who do weird shit, but I don't do any of it. So for me, the reason was very simple. Like I just didn't feel good, you know. So with cigarettes, I smoked cigarettes for 10 years. So, and I thought it's about time to quit it. So, and at some point, I realized that the way to relax is my family. Like my wife, I attribute a lot of my success to her, even though there's a lot of haters who think that she wouldn't be with me if I didn't have money. But we built a lot together, and just was spending like what we do. We watch movies, we eat sushi. You know, it's like simple stuff, man. It's like nothing really.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, I have many.
You love Avengers?
I like Avengers, it's fine, but it's not like I'm more of Godfather type of guy, you know. It's like I like Shutter Island, Donnie Brasco, I like Donnie Darko, like this kind of like The Mechanist, Breaking Bad.
You need to see the show Silo. Have you seen it?
Silo.
It's a new show on Apple TV.
I don't think
it's the best show, man. It's crazy. It's new concept. It's really nice.
I've seen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. No.
And the new Spider-Man. Do you see the animated Spider-Man?
No.
That's also amazing. I love movies. I have seen all of the good movies. Yeah. I also open the IMDb. Top 100. Let's go.
yeah. No, that's what me. Like I also like a lot of the older ones, like Psycho, like from 1960s.
And I like Fight Club. You probably know that.
That's one of the best. Like Shutter Island, Inception, and Fight Club. No, like those.
Oh my God! You know what? We went to Giannis. Celebrate. I rented a bus. We smashed the bus. But when I went to Giannis, when I was doing, I was driving. I had like 9 guys. No, there's an accident with the bus. I don't want to smash it. We made an accident, okay?
Yeah.
We made an accident. But we were driving there, and I was like telling the guys, let's strap on. We could do that. Let's buy some like weird car, like not so expensive, and do this like strap on and just like go. And put the gas, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know the scene, right?
I know.
I was like, let's do it. Because I like also crazy shit. That's like crazy.
Well, that's fun. You know, it's like, I think it's all, like, whole life is about emotions and experiences. Nothing, what else is there to life? You know, it's about emotions and experiences. And whatever makes you feel good is what you should focus on. That's it.
Yeah. And okay, let's go. You read books?
No. I haven't read a single book.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not a single one from beginning to the end. I hate books. It's the most boring way of getting information.
How do you learn?
I have assistants.
What do you mean?
I have people, analysts, whom I send a quick message with a question that I need researched, and they give me an overview in under 30 seconds of audio message. And then I know the answer to the question.
But you buy a lot of coaching, right? Or you don't?
I do. I buy a lot of coaching. I do use a lot of different mentors. And I use YouTube and I use ChatGPT and my analysts for complicated questions. So I don't read shit.
Interesting.
The only thing I read is analytical reports.
You listen to podcasts?
A little bit. Like some of the stuff. I watch stuff on YouTube.
What's your favorite restaurant in Riga?
Tauro.
That's in the Twin Towers.
That's the best by far. Like
that's the Goldfire restaurant.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, for me it's like the best.
Yeah?
Like, because I like steak, so this is the best steak. Like everywhere else in Riga, it's garbage. Vincent's is okay. So Vincent's.
Interesting you said that.
Yeah, like everything else I don't like.
I didn't like it there. I like the cocktails. They had the Godfather cocktail, but you don't drink alcohol. But that was a nice cocktail.
Yeah. No, I like the meat. The meat, I don't know. Some people don't like Tauro for some reason.
Yeah, it's also.
I don't know. For me, the meat, like I like filet mignon, and the filet mignon is a very specific piece of the cow. And the one that they have there is just spectacular.
But is it like publicly open? Because when we went, it was like kind of, they're not open, but they are open.
I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
They have a very special type of an approach, yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite dessert?
Dessert? Oh, shit. I don't know, probably tiramisu.
This is my man, right? I like that's why I also love it. Yeah. I think the best tiramisu is in Riviera.
Yeah, I haven't tried it there yet because I'm on a diet. But like, I especially like it when it's like the sponge itself is very soaked.
Yeah. Riviera, man.
Yeah.
It's my man. What kind of sports? What's like your favorite sport?
I don't like sports, honestly.
You watch UFC?
Racing,
cars.
Racing or UFC.
Oh. Yes, nice. There's gonna be a movie about Gran Turismo in real life. That's a new movie that is gonna be like a gamer from Gran Turismo is gonna race in like F1, I think, or like something with the cars. That's gonna be interesting. If you would choose, you would book sweet or sour. I think that's the name.
I would book sweet or sour.
Like salsa, salsa. I don't know how it's. I think sour.
I like more sour, but salt I like as well. So it's both.
No, sweet or sour.
Ah, sweet, and then in that case, sour. Yeah.
Sour. Hot or cold?
Are we talking about beer? Then cold.
The person who has like most influenced you in a positive way.
My wife.
Your wife, Sophia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, kudos to Sophia. Okay, thank you, Thomas. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Nick. Thank you very much for having me. It was
Let's
a
go,
really
man.
cool,
Let's go.
cool one. Yeah.
Cool.